Emergency medical response has designated emergency response teams on ground, and these teams consist of ambulances. These ambulances are then manned by emergency teams that consist of trained paramedics, trained in emergency evacuation, which means they are trained on how to handle these patients in a safe way with personal protective gear. They're also trained to respond very fast and efficiently. So how it works is that we receive an alert from the dispatch center. When the alert comes in, we do triage, and the triage is done via medical control to sort out who are the high-risk patients and who are the low-risk patients. Medical control then alerts the medical response teams in the ambulances. The ambulances then respond to where the patient is or where the suspect is, evacuate the patient safely, and then we'll take the patient to the designated area. So designated areas are Naguru, Mulago, and Entebbe, depending on the patient's category, whether they are high risk or low risk. When the alert comes into the dispatch center, the team on the ambulance is then dispatched through medical control, which is me, and they move to where the suspect has been identified. Before the ambulance is dispatched, we have to make sure that the place is safe for these emergency response teams to approach the scene. So security has to make sure that there is no commotion. We have to make sure that there is no hazardous material, which means that there is no fire around the place. There is no one that could make it dangerous for the team to approach. They introduce themselves as the KCCA Emergency Response Team. The suspects already are aware that the ambulance team is ready to pick them up. This is to ensure that we avoid delays in any way. So once we get to those designated areas, the team then calls the contact person, who then receives the patient. So we have to load off the patient, again ensuring that it is safe for our emergency response team, but also safe for the patient. When the patient is loaded off the ambulance, then the ambulance team gives a report to whoever they have responded to at the facility. Whenever we evacuate a patient, we have to make sure that the ambulance is then disinfected before we go to respond to another call, to prevent any viruses or any bacteria or anything that is infectious to whoever we're going to pick up again. Protection is ensured to the public, but also ensured to the emergency response team on the ambulance. We've faced a lot of challenges, some of them being that the suspects that we are called to evacuate are not cooperative. Some of these suspects also are in hard-to-reach areas, but also we are overwhelmed by the huge number of calls that we are receiving. But we are working out to see how we can respond effectively, efficiently, and safely for all the suspects. KCCA Emergency Medical Services, we are ready to respond, we are equipped, and we have teams on ground who are willing to support and evacuate all the suspects within Kampala. You can support us by calling our dispatch lines, and we shall offer medical control and support from our trained personnel who will come and evacuate all suspects safely and efficiently. Let's work together to kick COVID-19 out of Uganda.